Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. It's about 9:57 on this Monday, the 6th of May. I hope you all had a good Cinco de Mayo weekend. And, man, I tell you, not just what a past week, but what a past 2 weeks. Wow. Well, pretty sure you heard me talk about this last time in my vlog, but again, I'll kind of recap for anybody that doesn't know. A week ago, this past Thursday, we ended up getting my nephew, my 17, 18-year-old nephew and his little brother, because my sister and my brother-in-law, had to go to Hayward to basically pay their respects to my brother-in-law's stepfather's mother, who had passed away. Anyway, my second older sister, felt that she didn't want the little one, going there and not understanding why people were crying and stuff like that. Just didn't want him to be around, a very sad environment. So she had him dropped off here with me and my mom and his brother. Well, basically, as soon as they get dropped off, I kind of had an idea. I sort of said to myself, because here's the thing, I sort of said to myself a day or so before when we found out about this, I sort of said to myself, this is going to be the opportunity my nephew takes, my 17 to 18-year-old nephew is going to take to basically stay a few nights or something like that. Well, lo and behold, he ended up staying for almost about 2 weeks. Yeah. Actually, about basically a week and a half. Not 2 weeks, but a week and a half. Because Thursday's a week, and then 2 days later. So about a week and 2 days. Which was okay. Because initially he said he wanted to go to church. Well, that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. Sadly. But getting back to what I was talking about, my nephew stayed here for that long. And then that weekend, the very first weekend he was here, or actually it wasn't this past weekend, was it? Or was it? I can't remember. I really can't. I really can't remember. No, actually it was just for that Saturday, or something like that. Just that Saturday, we ended up having my 8-year-old nephew, my 9-year-old nephew, I should say, over because his dad had to go to work and stuff like that. So, long story short, my nephew, my 17, 18-year-old nephew, stayed here all the way up to this past Saturday. Which was kind of funny because after this past Saturday, my older sister dropped off their son. My older sister and her husband dropped off their son because they were going to Black Oak Casino for Cinco de Mayo, if you will. They were going up there, and so they dropped him off here. I'm thinking, okay, cool, right? But the only thing about my 9-year-old nephew, and it's, I don't know what the problem is with him. It's just that when an adult's back is turned, like my mom, his grandmother, or his mom, my sister, or his aunt, my other sister, when their back is turned, he likes to tease people, like he likes to tease me a little bit. It's like, he was right here, here's the guest room, here's my room, and when my mom's back's turned, he's like this, trying to tease and all that, and he's always opening the doors, real hard, almost like, I understand he's 9, he's got a lot of energy, he's very mischievous, but still, he's got to realize, as my mom has put it This is not, I mean, this is our house. There's no doubt this is God's house too. But it's not totally her house because, we still pay rent. I'm sure a lot of you understand that. So she wants my nephew to be careful about what he does. So, anyway, what was funny is that my nephew, my 17 to 18-year-old nephew, was originally going to go back from what he thought, he was originally going to go back on Sunday. You see, his dad, my brother-in-law, plays baseball for his team, for his company, and it's only like one of those 1-hour baseball games and stuff like that. So he plays baseball, if you will, and it was going to be in Manteca. But you see, my mom, I'm guessing she might have said something like, "Oh, sure, I'll go," or something like that. Suddenly denies that she never said anything like that. She says, "No, I never said that. I never said." And here's the thing. That my sisters in the family, obviously, and I'm sure our family's not the only one, but I'm sure a lot of families have dealt with. The thing is, when you try to communicate something to somebody, like, let's say somebody that's in the teaching business, or any kind of business that involves a lot of stuff going through the mind, if you will, that sometimes the person you tell the information to will sometimes take that information, they might agree to it, but when other stuff comes up, that information gets shoved to the back of their minds. So like with my mom, basically she may have said, "Yeah, sure, no problem, we'll go with it, we'll see." I think if she did say that, not saying that she did, but she did say that because she's had such a busy week at her job, the kids, as she says, at her preschool job being noisy and everything because it's getting towards the end of the year, I'm thinking that it slowly got pushed to the back of her mind. That's what happened. It slowly got pushed to the back of her mind, and it's like, as soon as it was brought back up again, it's like she basically forgot what she had said about him. It's like she knew, but she forgot about either she said yes or no. So, anyway, what happened is that my second older sister gave my 17 to 18-year-old nephew an ultimatum. She said, "Okay, you can either have your grandma drop you off today, I'll leave a key under the mat for you to get, or you can wait till today, and then your dad can come get you." Well, the short end of it basically is my nephew decided, "You know what? I want to see my dad play baseball. I haven't seen him do it in a long time." He has seen him, but you kind of get the idea. He wants to basically see him play baseball, and he's got some other stuff he wants to do. So he asked her to she ends up having my mom take him home. And again, all because there may have been a miscommunication, or the fact that if something was agreed upon by my mom, it got shoved to the back because she's got so much more going on. In other words, she had to work on her kids. I mean, yesterday and mostly last night, she was working on about, I guess, an hour's worth of paperwork for the kids. For her kids that she deals with at work like she's doing now. So basically she has so much on her mind. And also, when you think about it, it's also the gas prices too, and the fact that she's very careful about her truck at times. But long story short, my nephew's supposedly extension, if you will, kind of came up short with him going home on Saturday, which was okay because as the old saying goes, things happen for a reason. And this reason was, we had my 9-year-old nephew here. Now, had my 17 to 18-year-old nephew stayed, I would have had to bring out the air mattress, which is still sleepable, which when you inflate, you can still sleep on, but slowly deflates a little bit at night because it's been worn. It's been around for a while. We've had to basically repair it on occasions. It's had the tiny holes here and there. But basically, if he would have stayed one more night, we would have had to bring out the air mattress, put it in my mom's room, end of story. But again, there's a reason for everything happens for a reason, as the old saying goes. And thankfully, that was not the case, and he ended up staying in the guest room as well. Well, basically taking over the bed after my 17 to 18-year-old nephew left. So yeah, quite an unusual week, if not 2 weeks, if you know what I mean. But that wasn't all. I mean, my nephew, like I said, my 9-year-old nephew, one of the things I can say about him is he does keep himself busy when he's playing the Nintendo Wii. And one of the games he's been getting good at is Mario Strikers Wii, or Mario Strikers Charge. And he likes this game, and just like with Mario Super Sluggers, he was able to pass certain levels. Like, one level that's always frustrated me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, is this Crystal Cup Championship when you have to face Diddy Kong. Because when you have to face Diddy Kong, you basically have to face the environment itself, because the one thing about the Crystal Canyon is it zaps you, the captains, or any of your players right off the field, and you're stuck sort of like instead of like a 4-on-4, you're stuck in a 2-on-2 kind of deal. Or something like that. But yeah, he finally passed that, so it was pretty good. It was alright. And his parents did come get him, late last night, because they were coming from Black Oak, and they would have been here earlier, except the game was on, Giants won, which was good. And and my sister said, you know what, let's just stay here and watch the rest of the game, and then we'll go. So that's what they did. They stayed and watched the rest of the game. And that was okay, that was alright. I'm guessing it was alright, so. But again, long story short, it was quite an interesting week, 2 weeks, weekend, whatever you want to call it. My mom basically had to take my nephew, my 9-year-old nephew, to his soccer tryout yesterday. Basically, he had tried out. He was already on record, if you will. The only thing was they needed to have payment for that moment. They needed payment for that day, or he had to come back and redo it on a day that he wouldn't be able to be there. So my mom basically had to pay out of her own check for his registration, and my sister paid her back for it as well. So, which was pretty cool, which was good. It was kind of like back and forth kind of deal. It was all right. But again, just overall, very interesting 2 weeks, if you will, or not 2 weeks, but interesting week and a half, if you will. But worth it in the end. It was really worth it. The one thing about my 17 to 18-year-old nephew is he just loves to be on the laptop a little bit, and loves his late night hours, if you know what I mean. So, because there was one day, according to my mom, she was getting up, getting ready for church, and he was in here, in the dining room, still up on the computer. So, yeah, go figure. But anyway, long end of it. Like I said, he ended up going back on Saturday. He also said he had trouble sleeping. My guess is he's not used to sleeping on that bed as long as he has been. So I'm pretty sure he's glad to get back into his own bed on Saturday night. But again, this is an interesting week and a half, and I'm going to say about it. And I thank you all for watching this vlog. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. Talk to you all later.